What's up everybody, Hristo here, welcome to Budget Freedom.
My name is Jessica and welcome to another episode of Budget Freedom. Okay, we're going to start now making some individual videos on different topics that are going to help your e-commerce business either grow or if you're just starting out, tell you how to do the different topics that we're going to be talking about. So one of the topics we want to talk about today is selling internationally, and specifically about selling on Germany with some of the, and France actually, with some of the new laws that have been passed in 2019 and 2018, and then the most recent one in 2020. And we'll keep you updated on all the different aspects of that. So we do sell on the American platforms. We sell to Canada, all of Europe, and certain parts of the rest of the world like Australia and UAE. That's really about it. The reason we don't sell into Africa is because there isn't a high demand, first of all, and second of all, the tracking options there are very, very expensive. And I think it's just more demand, though. We really just don't have demand there.
Yeah, there's not so much demand.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the reason we're not selling to South America, even like Argentina and Brazil, is that we did try it, but the customs there, I don't know what the problem is. Even though we send with DHL Express, packages are getting stuck in customs and the clients are not able to get them. We're not able to get them back, and it's really it just doesn't work. And for us to basically import the products and pay everything up front, it's really, really expensive, so it's not worth it. So for that reason, we've stopped selling to South America. But yeah, the rest of Europe and America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand are really good places to sell on.
Yeah.
So if you're going to sell in America, you need what they call a TIN number, which is a tax identification number, or your social security number if you're based in America. So that's pretty straightforward. If you don't have a social security number, if you're not an American citizen, then you can just call IRS in the USA and give them your information, and they will provide you with what they call a TIN number. It's really simple. It takes 5 minutes on the phone, so it's not a difficult thing. And it's basically just declaring to the tax authorities there that you are a foreign seller and you don't meet the requirements to pay taxes locally. Obviously, there are ifs, ands, or buts to everything, so it does depend how your business is set up. This is if you do not store any stock in America. If you store stock in any country, laws automatically change. So if you are storing stock there, then it is a different situation, and we'll have to do a different video on that. Just to kind of update you then quickly on the EU. EU rules are, if you store stock in any EU country, from the day you store stock, it doesn't matter if it's 5 units or 1,000 units, from the day you store even 1 unit in that country, you are liable to pay VAT in that country and be registered for VAT in that country. So this is where a lot of people are getting caught out on the pan-European FBA sales or just selling in other countries. If you register for pan-Euro FBA, basically what that's doing is that's telling Amazon that, okay, we're going to give our products to you, FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, and you can sell them to any country in the EU. This causes a lot of problems because, first of all, Amazon has fulfillment centers all across the EU. They have fulfillment centers in 7 EU countries, including Croatia and Poland, France, UK, Germany, Spain, and Italy. So you automatically have to register in all of those countries for VAT. Amazon does offer a VAT service where you can sign up with them and they will do your VAT returns for you in all the countries. And it's with a company called Avalara. Do your own research on that. I have not read anything good about it. I don't like it. I don't use it. But there are some people that are happy with it. So do your own research on it and make your own decision on that. But just know the rules. A lot of people are getting stuck with this. Oh, I signed up pan-European and I'm registered in Germany. I'm registered in the UK. And now my account's blocked in another European marketplace, and Amazon's holding the money, or eBay or whoever, because they want VAT certificates. Well, yeah, because that's the law, guys. So it's really important to know the law before you get into selling, and especially before you ship out products to FBA and get them stuck somewhere and then it costs you more money to get it back. Make sure that you are aware of what you're getting into when you start doing that. So if you are not going to register in all the European marketplaces, especially starting out, because it's very expensive. I mean, you're looking at 150 euros per country just to file the VAT returns every year. Plus, to initially register for the VAT, it's normally around 350 euros per country. So it's quite expensive for someone who's just starting out. We're not registered not because of the cost, but because we don't store stock in any other European country. We ship everything from Bulgaria, so we have all our stock here. So we're not required to register in every single country. And then the other reason is you have distance selling thresholds. So distance selling thresholds in every single country are different in the EU. And basically what that means is you're allowed to sell into those EU countries as long as you don't sell over the specified amount within a 12-month calendar period. So in the EU, the tax period is January to December. So from January to December, you cannot go over that threshold. If you do go over that threshold, even by $1 or a euro, you have to technically register. So you can look it up, and I'll put links, but Germany is 100,000, the UK is 80,000, Netherlands is 100,000, Spain and France are 35,000. And Italy is also 35,000. Sorry, France I think is more.
No, France is 35,000.
Yeah.
Italy's UK was more.
UK is 80,000.
80,000 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
And Germany is 100,000.
And then every other EU country has their rules as well. Most of them are 35,000 though. Most of the smaller countries, Cyprus, Denmark, Austria, those places, they're all 35,000 euros per year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a small seller, it's actually a lot to sell that much to just that country. I'm not talking about your overall sales. You have to sell 100,000 just to Germany, and you have to sell 35,000 just to Spain. So when you add it all up, it's actually you can make quite a bunch of money every year. You can be making 250, 300,000 a year and still not meet those thresholds if you're not selling it all to one country. So that's something to really look out for. The biggest ordeal last year was the German tax certificate. So Germany passed a law last year in 2019 that as of January 1st of 2019, you had to provide the marketplaces with a tax clearance certificate from Germany if you wanted to continue to sell in Germany, so that Germany would know that you are tax compliant. No other EU country has passed a law like that yet. France did pass a law this year on February 1st, 2020, that they require you to either have a European VAT number or a French VAT number in order to sell in France. And then the marketplaces do share that information with the French government so that they can check and make sure that you are compliant, not only for VAT, but they also have social contributions and other contributions that you might have to pay in France. But again, a lot of that is based on whether you have employees or stock in the country. So I can't possibly tell you all the ands and ifs in one video. You'd have to go read it up. But the French law is mostly for if you have stock or employees working in France. So even if you have someone working remotely in France, you do need to pay social contributions for that person. And that's more what the law is looking towards. And obviously they do check if you're paying your VAT so that they don't lose out on that. Yeah. So back to the German VAT certificate, because this is the most complicated. Like Amazon, a lot of people still have accounts shut down on Amazon and they're not getting reinstated, and a lot of people cannot register to sell on Germany because of this law. So what the law basically is yes, you need to have this clearance certificate. Now, when it came out, the reason it was such a big mess was because Amazon was saying everybody had to have the certificate no matter what. And us sellers were saying, well, no, the law says only if you're over the threshold or you store stock in the country. Or, of course, if you're a registered business in Germany, then you have to be VAT registered from day one. But I'm talking for people that are not operating in Germany, living and working in Germany. I'm talking about people that either have stock that goes to Germany or sell to Germany. So again, we don't keep any stock in Germany, but we do sell to Germany. Now, one of the big things that was tripping people up, especially with pan-European FBA, is with Pan-European FBA, when you get returns into FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, Amazon has the right to store them in any country they want. So even if they store a return in Germany for 1 day, Amazon will require you to have that certificate, which is ridiculous. That is not what the law says. It's a gray area. I haven't spoken directly to the German government in detail about that. I did call them about other matters and about, the main tax certificate. But they were on the same level when I asked them about the returns. And what they said to me was, if you don't store them there and resell them there, then it's not a problem. But the problem is, it is a problem with Amazon. So be careful. If you're going to get into the Pan-European FBA, you are going to need that to be registered for VAT, and you're going to need to provide all those documents to Amazon. But if you're not, sorry, I'm speaking too fast here. I need to slow down. If you're not going to register like us, or if you're below the threshold and don't store stock in Germany, then you need to make sure that you are shipping from outside of Germany. That's very important. If you ship from inside Germany, you do have to be registered. So you need to make sure you're shipping outside of Germany, and make sure that that's reflected on your marketplaces. So on Amazon or eBay or wherever it is, where it asks you where does the item ship from, that address cannot be in Germany. You can't say that you're shipping from Germany, even if you're drop shipping, to get faster shipping days, because a lot of people do that. They'll set their ship from a country as Germany so that the days on Amazon or on Etsy or eBay are faster. The problem is the marketplaces then think that you're storing stock there, because how are they supposed to know differently? And then they want those certificates. So be really honest with everything you guys list on Amazon or eBay. Put where your stock really is, shipping from where you're really shipping from, because it's not just the shipping days that it affects. It's a lot of other things, legal things that can get you in trouble and mess up your account. So trying to remember here what I was saying. So for the German tax certificate, make sure that you are under 100,000 a year. That means selling less than 100,000 euros to Germany from January to December in any given year. If you think you're going to hit the threshold, if you're like on 95,000, go ahead and register. Or if you have already gone over the threshold, go ahead and register and get that sorted out as soon as possible, because you're going to have a lot of fines and things that you're going to have to deal with if you leave that.
And they can actually see how much you made, because they can ask Amazon for the reports, and
they can ask any marketplace.
Yes, any marketplace. So actually, as you know, in Amazon you can see from January to December, you can see all your sales, how much you've done for each marketplace. So it's very easy to check that as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So don't.
But the thing is that people get caught up on it. They think, oh well, I can just tell them my Amazon sales, but that's not true. The German government's very good, and all the EU governments are getting very good. They will look you up everywhere, and they will find every platform that you've sold on. Yeah. So be really honest about that, and make sure that you guys, you want to set up a long-term business. You want to set up a business that's going to succeed, and so you don't need stuff like this getting in your way. Yeah. So make sure, yes, you're under the threshold, and if you're going over, you're going to register. And register ahead of time, guys. It takes 3 months, they say, but I would say 3 to 6 months to get your VAT certificate. So it's not something that can happen in a month or 2 months. It's a process. So make sure that you get ahead of it. If you see that you're probably going to hit that mark, start the registration process sooner than later. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, don't store stock in Germany unless that's how you're going to do it. And if you are going to do it, go ahead and register. Also, make sure that your returns are not stored in Germany. If they are stored in Germany, try to move them, or go ahead and register for VAT, or make sure that you're not with FBA. And if you're thinking about going to FBA in Europe, make sure you register with all 7 countries for VAT and understand the full implications of that, because it's a big deal.
So for the return, what if you're working with another company in Germany for your returns? Do you
that's okay, because it's under that company's umbrella that they're storing the stock there. It's their business operations. As long as the stock comes back to the country where it originated from. So for us, like if we had stock in Germany, if it came back to Bulgaria and then we resold it from Bulgaria, that would be okay. But we can't store it in Germany and resell it from Germany, because that is considered warehousing in Germany. Do you see the difference?
Yeah. So it's obviously okay to use any company in Germany for returns, they keep it and then
They
they
send
send it back to your
yeah.
country. That's okay. It's only like my wife says, FBA. If you register with FBA, then you have to register for VAT.
Yeah.
That's how it
So
goes.
the German tax certificate is not so scary now that it's been sorted out. When it first started, it was really, really complicated. Now that it's been sorted out and, you know, the marketplaces understand it better because they were really confused in the beginning. Now you should be able to register as long as you know the rules. Stock needs to be in your country. If it is in Germany, you got to register. If you're over the 100,000, you got to register. Other than that, you should be able to register on Germany and sell on Germany as long as it's not FBA, because again, remember FBA, you're storing the stock in Germany. So you'd have to register.
Yes, and what about the certificate? Well, how do you feel? Is that in Amazon that they give you that certificate?
No. Well, when you register for VAT at the tax office, they will provide you with the certificate automatically. If you have been registered before, you should have already gotten it last year in January. There are links on the German government and in Amazon DE to go request that tax certificate. But like I say, if you've been VAT registered for a year by now, you should definitely have it.
No, but there was another. What I was talking about is, I hope we're not confusing you. In Amazon, remember when it came out for the certificates, we had to send him a certificate that we are.
Oh, you mean the declaration?
The declaration.
There was a declaration that you had to give to Amazon that stated, I am under the threshold. I do not store stock in Germany. And if any of those things changes, I will immediately inform Amazon. They don't have that declaration available anymore.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you sign on to Amazon from today and you want to sell on Germany, in the sign-in process, they will ask you those questions. So I guess it is there, but it's in the registration process. And obviously, depending on how you answer the questions, it will either ask you for the certificate or not ask you. So again, understand that if you're going to store stock in Germany, or if you are going to go over the 100,000, you will need to get the VAT certificate and provide that. If you're going to send from outside of Germany, ship your items from another country into Germany, that is okay, as long as you're under the 100,000 euro threshold. And Amazon will obviously have a way for you to declare that when you register.
Right.
So there you go. I hope that was helpful. I hope that it encourages you to go ahead and sell to Germany, because it's a great marketplace. You know, we have to follow the rules wherever we are, guys. So don't let rules scare you. Just make sure that you follow them and set up your business for success.
So thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, and
please like the video. And write comments if you have questions, and we'll be happy to help you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.